Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to a quick little, or special little video. I don't know if it's going to be quick, but some things I'd like to see added to Supreme Ruler Ultimate, Supreme Ruler 2030. I'm just going to move down the line really quick, and I'm going to show some quick examples in some other games. So the first thing I want to be able to see, or be able to do, is merge my colonies. So I would love to be able to have some sort of colonial management option down here, where it gives me the ability to manage my colony and say, hey, send me X amount of surplus, etc., etc., etc. I would also love to be able to be like, hey, Belgium, I want you to actually control Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Paris. Boom. You can transfer, once you've annexed a territory, you can transfer to your colony's battle zones, but I would love to be able to actually transfer them, my colonies. So actually say, hey, Belgium, you now control the Netherlands. It's now annexed. It's now part of you. Luxembourg, Paris, etc., etc., etc. What I would also love to see... That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button. There we go. We're going to bring up the battle zone options here. Is to be able to assign my actual units to battle zones. And then give those battle zones proper orders. So kind of replace the hot zone system for a more modern, usable system. I'm looking at the Hearts of Iron 4 battle system, to be 100% honest with you. I really like the way you can draw all lines, and we will show an example of that right here. So you can actually order your units to line up against a front. In this case, it would be the border of a battle zone, or on the border of another country, and actually tell them, hey, I want you to advance to this location. Here's all the units. Here's the subgroups within your army, and then be able to see where the units are going to go, like what little sections of the map they're going to take. Now, this could possibly be done because in Galactic, in Supreme Ruler, in the engine, there is the spots here. Like, they go by little... Basically, our game is a hex map. It's just, it happens to be circles. So be able to show me what hexes they're going to advance in. Be able to tell them to do a quick advance. So mostly throw in armor and have the armor try to punch through you. Do a slow advance where it's armor and infantry. Or even tell them, hey, I want you to do a mix of armor and infantry, armor and artillery, infantry and artillery. Be more defensive, just kind of buckle down over here and just lob artillery shells, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it's kind of like a rework of the hot zone, or the hotspot system. Replace that. Also, when it comes to tactical strikes, I don't do them that often, so it'll take me a second to remember where they are. Here. Be able to do conventional and non-conventional systems. So be able to actually say, hey, here's all my aircraft. I want to do a conventional airstrike against military facilities, urban or industrial, via my aircraft. So I want you to load up all my F-16s, all my F-18s, or whatever is in my pool here. I want you to use my conventional, bullpups, etc., non-nuclear missiles with regular conventional aircraft. Do airstrikes on this nation for me, please. And then tell it, hey, I want you to do X amount of airstrikes, or until, whatever, and then obviously change your size. I would love to be able to issue my aircraft in this. So be it my bombers, tactical bombers, strategic bombers, close air support aircraft, be able to put them into a pool here and have them issue conventional missile strikes. Just because at some point you end up with like hundreds of aircraft with tons of missiles, and it's like, just please automate that for me. That would be awesome. What I would also like to see, let's clear the map a little bit here, is a more RPG-esque flavoring. So, for example, if I'm moving my troops up against the border of Hungary here, for example, I would love to have some pop-ups in the news saying, hey, this is Hungary's president. Why are you moving your troops up against my border? And have, three options, right? Like, right now we can condemn or support an attack. Well, here have three options. A aggressive response, a neutral response, and then a friendly response. That would be interesting, and then have those impact, your relations with the two countries, and I would love to see how that would work. That would be something I'd like to see. It would give flavor. It would also maybe have an influence where, depending on how you react, there are other events like Slovenia, Croatia, or even Romania over here would be like, hey, what are you doing? And they would, like, over time, depending on how you respond to these pop-up messages, would activate their reserves, bring up their troops, move troops to the border, possibly do airstrikes on you without declaring war. Being able to do things like not have to declare war on people and still be able to do military interventions, that will be interesting. Be able to send peacekeepers into a country that's currently at war. So, like when Yugoslavia over here in Hungary, or not Yugoslavia, whatever this was, Serbia. When Serbia and Hungary are at war, be able to try to negotiate and send my troops in where they're fighting to set up like a buffer zone. Be able to set up neutral zones would be pretty interesting, in my opinion, between two countries. That would be kind of cool. I would love to have free trade deals have a purpose. Right now, when you do a free trade deal with someone, it just influences your opinions with each other. I would love to have tariffs in the game where you actually can set up tariffs on your commodities. And then when you do a free trade deal with someone, just like it shows it when you're trading text over here in your messages, I would love it to show, hey, me and Slovakia here, we made a deal where I'm going to send X percentage of my surplus grain or agriculture to them, and they're going to send X percentage of their surplus whatever, we'll say power, to me, and see the interaction over here, and then have it so that you guys set up the price. So it'll show the market price when you go to set up the deal. So for example, we're going to bring up here we go, geopolitical simulator here, for example. And when you go to do a deal with someone, you actually get a very good. Oh, geez, one of the reasons why I don't like it. Economy, new contract. There we go. So when you actually set up a deal with someone, you actually set it up. How many units, and you actually get to set the price. So I'd love to be able to be like, hey, so this is the X percentage of deal of X good I'm giving you at this price. You're going to do this. Both prices are obviously not going to be impacted by tariffs, so the prices will be set in stone for 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 9 months, whatever. Have that set up so that it's it actually is, it's impactful. It actually has a purpose. What I'd also like to see is the ability to have greater control over your commodities, or less control over your commodities, like privatization. Be able to privatize your coal industry. So instead of me building coal plants and stuff like that, coal mines, there'll be separate companies, that will be building and paying the corporate taxes. And I'm not having to worry about my production and consumption of coal. There is a company that's doing that, and I don't have to worry too much about that. And have it about all industry, have multiple different companies where it's like, they basically sign a deal with the government saying, hey, we will produce coal, and we will produce it at the following price. And then it's up to them to build on the land. You don't have to pay anything. All you do is get the tax revenue from it, which I think would be very interesting. I would like to have more commodities and more manufactured goods. So like aircraft, like civilian aircraft, automotive production, computer production, phone production, cell phone production, copper production, iron, gold, nickel. And for example, yet again, I'm going to come over to power and revolution and look at all these different industries like bauxite, bottled water, cement, chemicals, clothing. I would love for Supreme Ruler to be more into this. Farming in general. It has, coffee, cereals, cannabis, beer, etc., etc., etc. I love the fact that basically giving me more options, more fun, right? Have a civilian system. So for a civilian system, what I mean is kind of like how Galactic Ruler has the traders that move around the map. I would love it for civilian trading companies to actually come to my port, and you set aside a certain amount of your actual, to sell. And, a ship will come into the port over here to Williamshaven, will actually take however much agriculture they want, and they will, on the map, go somewhere else. Say they'll come down here to Liberia, and they'll drop it off. Every country, or any country they go through, they pay a percentage of their profits. So when they get here and they sell their grain, say they make $100. Well, they go through, say, 50 countries. They have to give each one of those countries $1, or say 1%. Have it so that you can set negotiations with shipping companies, where, hey, your grain is going to be shipped out at X price, and they will pay, and you'll pay their transportation costs. Or, hey, I will, I want you to export my coal. I want you to export my consumer goods, etc., 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 and it will export it onto the world market for you to different countries, and then that gives you the ability in warfare to strike at, and actually have embargoes. So embargoes would be like, hey, these civilian ships cannot enter this country. Well, you actually have to enforce embargoes now. So you have to move military units, naval ships, along a coastal area. Have fake trains running around the map. So that way, if you're seeing, have your units there to, I'm paused, right? Yeah. Okay. Have, spy aircraft flying over, or observing aircraft, seeing if, hey, is another country importing or exporting to you? Why? There is an embargo on you for the following reasons. For specific goods because of weapons, etc., etc., etc. I like the way the warfare system works, like the world trade works when it comes to weapon trade. But I would like to see the ability to maybe force other countries to not be able to sign, deal with this and all that stuff, be able to issue things like, hey, I'm not dealing with North Korea, so have North Korea gone off this list. So have embargoes actually work. I would love to have a drone specific manufacturing option for suicide drones, for air, land, and sea drones. So both tactical warfare stuff, so drone warships, drone aircraft, drone strike aircraft, drone tanks, armor personnel carriers, artillery, things like that. And then also have, your suicidal drones, your asymmetric warfare drones, mine-laying drones, etc. Have those also as an option. I would love to have the unit design system that's just like in Superpower 2. Be able to just, pick out your chassis, pick out your wheel type, boom. I mean, you can go into more detail, right? Like here, let's do a tank, for example. There's the chassis. Where's my hull type? And let's look at the cannon type. Pretty simple, right? I think, in all honesty, that would save a lot of time on the back end for not having to worry about stats on units anymore. You can just design your own and name it whatever. I think we would need to obviously work on the research system a little bit better, be able to research specifically unit stuff as well. So better speed for units, etc., etc., etc. I think that would be something that would be very interesting. Being able to create and pass your own laws. This is something definitely that I like from the Power and Revolution line. Where let's look at, where is some of the stuff here? It's been a while. So you can look at education. You can look at taxes. Let's look at our taxes here. We can pass tax laws. We can create tax laws. I would love the ability to be able to pass, revoke, and remove taxes. I would not taxes, but legislation. Being able to more personalize my country to my, we'll say, alignment. I would love also to have limited wars. So be able to declare a war, say against the Czech Republic here, for example. Say I only wanted a certain amount of space. Let's bring up the battle zone thing again. Say with the Czech Republic, I only wanted the Dresden battle zone. I should be able to say, hey, the Czech Republic, I'm declaring war on you, but I only want the Dresden battle zone. So we can only fight in the Dresden battle zone, and have us limited to a certain amount of units. So basically, kind of like border wars or little border skirmishes, you can declare a border skirmish or a border friction action and be like, hey, listen, hey, Czech Republic, I want the Dresden battle zone. I'm going to be sending, like, you can actually say, like, how much you're going to send, and they can be like, well, I'm going to defend with this, and then you can actually see, like, hey, is this actually going to be valid? Like, have it so that a percentage of your units can be sent to a battle zone, depending on its size, right? So this is a very small thing. So I can see maybe it's the game saying, hey, you can only send 40 units max to fight in this battle zone. The moment we declare war, it becomes a third party, so a battle zone. So the entire area becomes a battle zone, and we fight over it. There you go. If I take all of it, I win. If they take all of it, they win. Also, maybe have a time limit on it. Something like that. Something to limit, obviously, the wars a little bit. I would love to have better peace deals. Be able to actually negotiate peace deals would be nice. Whether it's ceding land, paying money, or turning over access specifically to resources. Kind of like how Germany had to give up their rights to coal in the Sudetenland and things like that, where it's like, hey, the French companies are going to come in. They're going to control all of the coal in this area, and you're not going to get a lick of it. It's all going going back to France. So there it could be like, hey, X percentage of your production of coal goes to my country. In addition, every month or every day, you're going to give me X amount of dollars. Oh, in addition, you're giving me the Dresden battle zone. You're also going to give me, we'll say this one too. You're also going to give me the Warsaw battle zone. I'm also issuing, when you declare war, the purpose of declaring war. So if I say, hey, the purpose is to conquer the Czech Republic, that will make other countries around come to its aid. If I say, hey, I'm coming after the Czech Republic only for the Warsaw and the Dresden battle zones, then people are most likely less going to get reactive, things like that. So have countries around where the war is happening react differently with what your demands are in association to the war. Have a ticker or a timer in regards to when I declare war. Kind of like how it is in Victoria 3, where I'm going to declare war on the Czech Republic, and I'm going to demand the Warsaw and Dresden battle zones. If you don't do anything between now and when this timer's over, we'll say 3 months. You actually get to say 3, 6 months, whatever, days, months, weeks, and be like, hey, I want these territories by this time. If you don't give them to me, I'm coming in and I'm taking them. I will also love the ability to actually send your special forces somewhere. And actually have them active on the map. I like the spy system. It's okay. But I think we need to separate the spy system from the special forces system. So actually being able to send special forces in and causing issues in a country, I would love to be able to do that. Have them sabotage buildings, take out bridges, stoke dissent within a country to then the point where you're like, hey, I can send in my peacekeepers because your government is all crazy, etc. I would also love the option for a simpler map mode. This is just me. I'm going to go once again back to over here. Where is it? There is an option. Actually, you know what? I think I'm actually confusing the games. No, actually, I'm not. Give me 1 second. Actually, I'm wrong. I'm actually wrong. There used to be a way. This is paused. Basically, it was just like an option where I don't have the world map. I don't have all the like all the mountain ranges and all that stuff. Have the water just blue. Have the land all black, and just have the borders outlined. That would be nice. I'm actually thinking of Superpower 1. Because for me, that would just be the easiest thing possible. I would love for it just to be that simple. Yeah. Actually, I think it's one of the relations options. No. Yeah. It's been a long time since I've actually played Superpower, so. But yeah, I would love the ability to have a more simpler map, like just a simple black and white map, or black and blue map, where, you know, I click my country, boom, there's my country. That's more just a personal thing. I like the older style games. And like I said, I like the Hoi 4 battle system. In the end, I think my ultimate mix would be the following: Power Revolutions, Economy and Law System, the ordering section, or the planning out, designing, and execution of warfare in Hearts of Iron 4, Supreme Rulers, the series of Supreme Rulers battle, like the units themselves. I love how the units sit on the map and how they work out on the map and all that stuff. Like I said, there's a couple tweaks I wouldn't mind seeing on that. And then last but not least, the Superpower unit design system would be perfect for me. Now that's me personally, something, you know, things I would like. But yeah, so that is my quick little video. Obviously, the quick little video ended up being almost just over 20 minutes. So that, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you, and I'm happy that you watched this video and all my ramblings. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Thanks for wow. See you next time. Bye bye.